Yeah, hello there. Zakynthos here. So I decided to do a podcast about Adelaide United and how horrible they are. This was in high demand from Dion and Jamie, and hello to everyone else. Yeah, let's get to it. I semi-predicted what would happen with Adelaide United this year. Last year we played Central Coast Mariners in the last round at home. So this was the 2022-23 season. And we're talking about, May 2023, April. We lost to Central Coast Mariners in that game at home, and then we lost both legs to Central Coast Mariners. They went on to win the whole thing. And, the underlying factor, and I don't know if the board are aware of this, the coaching staff at Adelaide United. Can you tell who the good players and the bad players are? There is one player who is 37 or 38 or 36 who was inducted into the 20-year team of the year. I think it's a joke and shocking. He should have been delisted last year. His name is Isaias. And, okay, you can't put the blame on one player. And I don't blame Isaias, but I blame the coach for not releasing him, delisting him at the end of last season, at the end of 22-23. Not play this season and take up a spot where one of the youngsters could have played, like Dazelle or Alagic. Yeah, Alagic has played in the last 2 games, but he hasn't played in the previous 8 or 10 games. So this season, and me and my cousin and many others predicted, we won't make the top 6, and we haven't. We won't now. I don't care what anybody says with 8 rounds remaining. We're lucky to win a game. We can't win, I think, 2 games in the last 10. Why are Adelaide United horrible? Because we always concede goals in the first half. And maybe Carl Viet summed it up. He was interviewed 2 weeks ago, and the people at Paramount asked him, what's the difference between this year and last year? We go, we don't have Craig Goodwin. Yeah, well, hang on. Craig Goodwin was 33 years old, man. You can't rely on Craig Goodwin. Players come, players go. Now, people will be watching and they'll say, well, Zakynthos, you don't know what you're talking about. We don't have the players. Look, fine. This year, Isaias should not have been playing. He's cost us games. I've seen where he pulls people's shirts like this when they go past him. And, where does it end? There's a guy, Luke Dazelle. Again, Adelaide United coaching staff, are you watching? This player, to me, obviously has what it takes to play. He has what it takes to play A-League level. You guys don't think so. Me and Harold saw this. We've seen this before. I call it the Zakynthos principle, and Harold knows what this is. When you see a player and he does some skill on the ball and he plays good, we then drop him the following week and we pretend it never ever happened. But it did. It happened, and you guys refuse to see it. Oh man, it's hot in here. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know, man. Like, last week we played, we lost. And I can't remember who we played last week, but I remember the 2 goals that we conceded in the first half. So let's take the right back position at Adelaide United. So Adelaide United play 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. And I know that some teams change from back 4 to back 3 through the game. But for argument's sake, let's just say straight, we've played back 4 all year. Back 4. Who is your first choice at right back? Carl Viet. Carl Viet, I'm looking at you. Damien Murray, I'm looking at you. Mark Milligan, I'm looking at you. Who is your first choice right back? Now, I heard that Madania got injured. I have a theory that he was dropped before he got injured. Anyway, let's digress. You have Giuseppe Bovalino, who is good. I didn't see many mistakes with him. But 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, he was blamed. So, of course, look, players get dropped because we're losing game after game. And what happens? Because we're losing game after game, we are shuffling the pack, shuffling the 11. 4 players are dropped, 4 players come in. The following week, 3 players are dropped, 3 players come in. Make your minds up. Who is your starting 11? You don't know because you can't tell the good players from the bad. Isaiah should not be picked at all. You can't blame Bovalino at right back. He is not the issue. So who do you put in? Javier Lopez? That's not the answer. He can't defend. That's right, you heard it. He can't defend. And he's too old as well. At the back, we lost to Central Coast Mariners 4-0 about 3 or 4 weeks ago at home. The game was over at halftime. Guess who Viet puts as his 2 central defenders? Isaias and the Greek guy. Can't even remember his name. How can you put a guy, they put a new central defender, I can't remember, Podanides, I can't remember his name. Like Harold said, you blood these players, you bring them off the bench 2 or 3 times, and if you've got a winning rhythm, then you play him from the start. You can play that gamble. He put Isaias in the central defender, and you wonder, and I don't blame the young guy. Our style, and what hurts me is the game that we played against Sydney away about 4 weeks ago, or was it here? I can't remember. From the very first minute, Sydney pressed us because they knew Adelaide United would cough up the ball. My Adelaide United, my beloved Adelaide United. Adelaide United will cough up the ball. Ladies and gentlemen, before we continue with this podcast, Adelaide United will not make the 6 next year and probably not the 6 the year after. And please don't say, oh, Zakithos, you don't know what you're talking about. We don't have the players. We don't have the money. We have players that are young. Look, all right, say we can't make the 6, at least blood these players. The club purchased Ryan Tunnicliffe. This is all over Facebook. What's going on there? That was a mammoth mistake. You guys purchased a player. I don't want to be rude. He's overweight. Not that I'm thin, but he is overweight. Yes, that's right. He is not fit enough for that level. So Adelaide United, I don't know if they spent money, probably not. It's for free transfer. Doesn't matter that it's free transfer. There are other young players across Europe that are free transfer that are released from clubs in Europe and abroad. Maybe we could have gotten a Japanese or a Korean player. I bet you all the tea in China, that would have been a better option than Tunnicliffe. With all due respect to Ryan Tunnicliffe, you could tell. And the way Adelaide United play, the season before, we used to dominate teams at home. Now, we can't string 15 passes at the back. To reload the ball from the back, we do 5 or 6 touches and bang, long ball. Long ball down the left, long ball down the right, and maybe a slightly cross ball through the middle. And this is what I want to talk about. The game against Melbourne City that we lost, 1-0. Irakunda, we're only 1 goal down. Irakunda was having the game of his life. That's right, if anybody remembers, he was having the game of his life. I've never seen a player just dazzle. What does Viet do, right? Irakunda was dribbling through the middle, dribbling through the left. We've seen Irakunda dribble through there. Now, people will say, what are you talking about? He's not consistent. He's 17 years old, doesn't matter. He'll get better. But what Viet did, instead of leaving the status quo as it was at halftime, what does he do? He makes 2 subs. He took off 2 players. What are you doing? We never got in the game after that. And Irakunda has never played it proper. He's never had a good game since. Look, you can't blame can't blame the kid anyway. He's moving to greener pastures, and thank God he's getting out of here. If I was him, I'd be counting not the days, I'd count the hours to get out of here. Via, your days are numbered. If you don't make the six next year, for me, the board, the executive board, the directors, the board members at the club, just let Viet's contract run. They're not going to sack him at the end of this year. They probably won't sack him. I don't know how long his contract is. Just let it run and don't extend it. Please don't extend it. Let's look through the players. Dezel, why is he not picked? He is good enough. You guys on the coaching staff can't see that man. What else? Warland, Ben Warland at the back. No, he's not the answer, mate. Lachlan Barr, they say he's injured. Ansel injured. For me, Ansel and Barr have to come in. It just, I don't know. Ryan Kiddo at the back, even his form's dropped this year, man. There's been one or two shockers that he's had. In previous years, when we did lose games, if we did, a lot of the goals would come from our right side. So that Bovalina area, that Lopez area. Why? Because they don't. Well, Bovalina's a new player. He's learning. He did all right, but Lopez is not the answer. If they keep Lopez on for next season, I think it's a grave mistake. These two Spaniards have to go. They've served their time. They've done justice to the club. Thank you very much for your service, but get the fuck out. Sorry to be so rude. That's how it is. That's the only way. Blood players. So in 2 years' time, these players that come through, 2 or 3 or 4, Delyanov is not bad, but again, he's nowhere near as good as Gauchi. That's right. Don't be offended. Ooh, don't be offended. There's one game he had that was a shocker. The week after, I think 2, he's been good now. So the more he'll get more game time, he'll get better. He was good before Gauchi came in. Gauchi's in a whole nother level. And let's hope we don't see Gauchi back. Hopefully he does well. Even if he doesn't make it at Aston Villa, he'll go out on loan. Through the middle, we spoke about Tunnicliffe. No. Zach Clough, yeah. Zach Clough is a shining light. Warland, Kiddo, sorry, you're not a shining light. I mean, last week when Kiddo attacks down the left and he goes all the way to the corner flag, he does good. But that's about it. Not bad. Kiddo is yes or no. I know he's our captain. For me, Zach Clough, he's a player and a half. I think it was his worst game last week, but that's not surprising. Johnny Yule, what happened to Johnny Yule? You see, we drop him. We swap and change. Isaias is always picked without fail. Isaias has only been dropped twice in the last, 6 months. Luka Jovanovic. All right, you play the Japanese guy up forward, Ibusuki, but Ben Halloran, nah. That's another one where Ben Halloran's days are done now. They're done. They're the same as Lopez. That right side needs to be reinvented. Look at different players from now. I would put Bovalino at right back in for the rest of the year. Simple as that. I hope people are not offended by the Kiddo thing. Kiddo's all right, but the game against Central Coast where we lost 4-0, if you look at the losses, mate. Up forward, the Japanese guy, he's good. So Zach Clough and Ibusuki are good. They're the only two I can think of and Bovalina that are consistent. The right back, the striker, and a midfielder. Johnny Yule is good, but they've dropped him. Mateo Kovacevic, another midfielder, hardly gets a run. There's a Ayubi now that's come in. He's not bad. African player. The youngest Toure, there were 3 Toure brothers. The oldest one went to MacArthur more than a year ago. Why? Because he couldn't get a game because of George Blackwood. That's right. These guys, one of the Toures left because he couldn't get a game. Another one, Cassio's son, left. Went to MacArthur as well. He can't get a game. Irukunda, look, Irukunda could well become a regular socceroo, a future socceroo, if you will. What else is there? Thinking through the 11. For me, Zach Clough is the key. And I'll tell you why. Lachlan, I think of Zach Clough and Lachlan Brook is a big mistake. Sorry about that. Lachlan Brook, he went, this is another thing, and probably Dion has mentioned this, so has Harold, all these players that have left Adelaide United. Miluznic has gone to Brisbane. Jego's gone to Melbourne City. Well, I don't want Jego back anyway. Mork has come back here. Lachlan Brook is playing elsewhere. Joe Coletti's playing at Brisbane. Stay there. Carlo Armiento's at Brisbane. Now, Miluznic and Lachlan Brook, they get a regular run. Miluznic has never missed a game for Brisbane. They've had 3 different coaches in the last 2 years. Now, why Miluznic didn't want to come back to Adelaide? Why? And even Craig Goodwin has, this is fact. This is not me, Zakynthos talking. This is fact. Craig Goodwin said it 5 months ago. He's not coming back to Adelaide United. He's not happy about something. And when you see how the club is run, I'm not talking about the owners. The owners can do as they wish. It's their club. They own it. They put money into it. What I'm saying is the chief executive officer, I'm not sure, one of the Kazmina sons, who's never played National Soccer League before 2003. He's never played A-League because he's played some NPL games against Bacala, Metro Stars, or Adelaide Blue Eagles, or White City against the Comets. Come on, man, are you kidding me? And you're running the club, mate? Get real. And this is another thing. Let's talk about this. The money that was made from the sale of Irukunda, $4.5 million. Gauchi, maybe $1.5 million. The other goalkeeper, Dan Hall. Others. Now they all add up. Must be easily minimum $3.5 million. Where does this money go? All right, it goes to the owners because they own the club. But I pray that the owners know what to do with the money. Sure, they might build a club room here, a gym there, a swimming pool there. But maybe now this money needs to be put into a transfer market and buy players that other A-League clubs can't fit into their salary cap, or B, they can't fit into their starting 11. Players that can't get a game at other clubs, which are good players, bring them here. It is fact, Paramount mentioned this 2 weeks ago, the Melbourne Victory winger, Chris Economides. Now please stop laughing. I know you're laughing. You don't want I know Adelaide United supporters, you don't want Economides. Well, if it helps us from getting from 10th, because we're stuck at 10th and we're not going any higher, it looks like he was about to come to Adelaide United. It looks like he was very desperate. Why did he not come? It must have come down to money. Did Adelaide United ask for too much money? I bet you they did. Did Economides' agent ask for, I don't know, did Chris Economides want as a playing wage $700 a week, $800, $900, $1,200 a week? We don't know. So it is possible that Economides may have wanted $150,000 a year, $200,000 a year. Because when you say 50 grand or 100 grand now, the youngsters, they may cut it. So, you know, other players that are on the bench, Alagic is another one. It's what the club has done to Alagic's son is horrific. They've never given him a proper run. You know, you've given Johnny Yule a proper run. Even Luka Ivanovic, they won't play. Get rid of Haller and just pick Ivanovic from here on in. Play Ivanovic on one of the wings. There you go. I've just solved the problem. Get rid of Haller and just pick Luka Ivanovic. Doesn't matter if he's playing good or you blood him now. So, and like it's just, what 11 do you pick? I think for me, the 11 that, look at the 11 may, see for us, we're not in any competitions. We're not in the FA Cup. We're not in Asia. So he should be picking now 11 players and not make, doesn't matter if you make everyone happy. Now it's every man for himself. And Viet, you now have to look out for your own job, mate. So at the back, this is what you should pick. Let's see. I'd have Bovalina for the rest of the year at right back. Lachlan Murdoch. Lachlan Barr. If he's available. I wouldn't have Warland. I'd have the Greek guy and Lachlan Barr. I can't believe that both Barr and Warland, Barr and Ansel are injured. At left back, you've got Kiddo. If you play 4-2-3-1, the two defensive midfielders would be Dezel and Alagic. I would have Luka Jovanovic at the left. I would have Zach Clough in the middle. I'd have Irukunda on the right. And I'd have the Japanese guy in attack as a number 9. So the team would be Delyanov, Bovalina, Bar, the Greek guy, can't remember his name. And I'm Greek as well. Kiddo, so that's the back four, including the keeper. I'd have Alagic and Dezel. Why would I pick Dezel? And you'd probably say these guys are both inexperienced. I'd just blood them from now. They might have 1 or 2 bad games, but if they continue, no. Unless they want to put Johnny Yule there. So Johnny Yule fights for a place between those two defensive midfielders, the two number 6s. I'd have Zach Clough as a number 10. Irukunda as the right winger. Luka Jovanovic as the left winger. And the Japanese guys, I think. Stefan Mork, I'd have as a sub. I call these guys super subs, where they can come in and they probably get a game anyway. Johnny Yule, Mork. Stefan Mork I have plenty of time for because he's come back from Japan and it shows. Maybe have him and I'd have Mork and Dezel. But again, just have in Alagic as well. But I'd have Mork, Dezel and Zach Clough as that triangle in the middle. So the games I've been watching, I'm fortunate to have Paramount Plus. I've seen a lot of the other games, and the teams like Wellington and Central Coast Mariners, they know how to defend. We don't know how to defend. The good central defenders, I've seen this, watching Paramount, where the central defender sits in the 6-yard box and they read the play. So if it's a low cross, these central defenders in these top teams, they clear the ball every time. So Adelaide United, when you play against a team, you have to mix your crosses. Not that I'm a coach, but, you know, played Football Manager, so yeah. There's a lot of youngsters on the bench at Adelaide United. And I think some of these youngsters are good, but when you got 2 Spaniards there, they're taking up both spots. Viet, you must be insane if you pick the. And this is the other problem. Oh, no experience. No. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Those two Spaniards are too old now. If they were 31 or 32, yeah, pick them. No, they're just too old now. For me, Zayas is the worst 20-year. I don't care that we won a title in 2016 with him. I don't care. For me, all he does is his bitches and moans about this and that. Every time there's a referee decision, it's horrific. And these youngsters in defence or in the midfield, they're watching this senior player. Really, Via, is this the future of the club? You're going to continue playing these players. Why? Well, I mean, what's so special about Isaias? Did he play for Barcelona, Real Madrid, or Deportivo La Coruña, or Valencia? Really, for the love of God, please tell me. You know? Mate, you've got to be kidding me. Really? You look at Wellington Phoenix, Central Coast Mariners, that'll probably be the grand final. Wellington Phoenix, I think, are 6 points on top of the lead, on top of the ladder. Central Coast Mariners are really cleaning up. They're undefeated in, I don't know, but they're playing in Asia. They do well there. Western Sydney Wanderers, Sydney, they're there and thereabouts. My second favourite team is Newcastle. I like Robbie Stanton. A lot of Greeks have played at Newcastle. Newcastle's a hardcore Anglo-Saxon area. Newcastle is a industrial area. It's how many Aussies have come through there. But you got Grozos, you got Apostolos Stamatolopoulos. And I love how he uses his full name. And you laugh. At Paramount, they've learned it. Apostolos Stamatolopoulos. So they always know how to pronounce it. Costa Grozos, not bad. He gets he's been touch wood injured. You know? Yeah, touch wood. Dimi Petratos that used to play at Newcastle was overrated. But yeah, you got Costa Barbarouses at Wellington. Well, we all know who he is. He was a superb player at Melbourne Victory. 33 years old, 250 games. I don't know how many goals. So you've got the Alex Tobin medal. Joe Lolly from Sydney is top. Barbarouses is second. Jacob Farrell is ninth, equal with, Stamatolopoulos. There's a Brisbane guy, not Shea, John O'Shea, he's pretty good. So me and Harold, we were talking about Max Burgess for Sydney. Sydney are good. But, I didn't see that game, the 1-1 draw between Melbourne City and Sydney. And that was in Sydney. And Melbourne equalised with Marco Tilio. So, Western United are below us. Yeah, that's right. Let's talk about this. If we're not careful, and I predict this will happen, Perth Glory will leapfrog Adelaide United. We are 10th, we will go to 11th. And you saw what Perth Glory did to us against Adelaide United at home 3 weeks ago, eh? That's right, I'm looking at you, Adelaide United supporters. Got yous, motherfuckers. You saw what happened there, because they've got Alan Stajic. Please, don't compare Viet to Alan Stajic. Stajic knows how to coach. Look what he did with Central Coast Mariners. When Central Coast Mariners lost 8-2 to some team that had Mike Mulvey, they sacked him. They brought in Sandtrack 2 or 3 years ago. And then Nick Montgomery came in, and Central Coast Mariners have gone from strength to strength. And Mark Jackson, who is currently coaching Central Coast Mariners, has just continued on the legacy. What legacy has Adelaide United got now? I'm telling you, Adelaide United supporters, we are not going to make the 6 next year. If we didn't make the 6 this year, we are definitely not going to make the 6 next year. Oh, how do you know? You don't, Zakitas, how do you know we got, what players are we getting? What players are we getting? We'll shaft him. We'll sit him on the bench. We'll pick him for 3 games. We'll drop him for 2. We'll pick him for another 3. And then we won't pick him at all. That's the cycle, man. That's how it's done at Adelaide United. Viet, you've lost the plot. And you're becoming a reincarnation of John Cosmina. You played under him. I'm not surprised. Angry. I don't know. I'm angry, yeah. What else can I say? I might as well talk about the Socceroos. If we don't have two better midfielders in the Socceroos than Jackson Irvine and Kieran Bacchus, or I'm not which Bacchus it is, you can't be serious, mate. Connor Metcalf is good. Boyle's, I don't know, he's not that good anymore. At right back, I mean, is Nathaniel Atkinson the answer for the Socceroos at right back, really? And the two central defenders, not bad. You've got Suter and Kai Rolls. At left back, really bad. Aziz Bajic. What, because he's gone to the Saudi Pro League? If it's Jordan Boss, yeah, play him at left back. For me, the Socceroos should be Franjic. I think that's his name at right back. The two central defenders, Suter and Rolls. Boss at left back. Goodwin at left wing. Someone else at right wing, not Boyle. Maybe Ami Mabil. It's just a different option. Well, they keep... And I'd have Connor Metcalf in the middle and Riley McGree. And the two strikers up forward. Not Mitchell Duke. Sorry. Not Mitchell Duke. Please no. Now you say that Irvine scores goals. Fair enough. But Mitchell Duke, no. There are players in Croatia. There must be other players in Scotland. We pick players from Scotland, but we don't pick from Croatia. Why? Just saying. What, the Croatian league isn't as good as Scotland? Maybe not. But in the World Cup, look what Croatia does and look what Scotland does. I rest my case. And after watching the games, Dion may have seen a few. Harold saw the majority as well. We are in Asia where we are, and we won't go any higher. And Football Australia has a lot to answer for with the way the games are broadcast. Saturday, I look on, well, Keep Up is gone, on the website aleagues.com.au. What do I see? A game at 4:30 kickoff, a game at 5:30 kickoff, and a game at 7:15. Can't you do it? Football Australian, who's to blame here? Football Australia or Paramount? Can you not do it kickoff at 3 p.m? Kickoff at 5:30 p.m? And then kickoff at 7:30 p.m? Have a triple header. No, they have to overlap. They say to you, Zakynthos, you have to choose which game you want. But also, so if I switch over to the other game, it's already started 20 minutes or 30 minutes in. I just have to pretend, hey, that I don't know what the score is. No. You know what they'll say? Watch it the next game, the next day. No, fuck you. No. Sunday, there's a double header. Adelaide United play on Sunday. Don't think they'll be winning that game. That's a 2:30 kickoff. The other one's at 4:30. But what did they do last Sunday? This is what burns me up, man, about Football Australia as well. How can soccer go anywhere? They had both games at the same time. Oh, well, because it's hot. Then play one of the games at 6:30. Have one of them at 8 o'clock, man. And I've got this bad feeling. I saw an article maybe 2.5 months ago that Paramount, or the parent company CBS, they are not happy with the ratings. I pray I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong. They are not happy. And I may have mentioned this to Harold. Dion knows this, that the World Cup is coming in 2026 in America, Canada, and Mexico. Because CBS is an American-owned company, maybe there are smart people there. at Paramount or CBS, let's stay with Australian soccer because the World Cup is coming in 2 years' time, 2026. But yeah, let's just hope. But as for Adelaide United, what else can we say about Football Australia? The Australian Players League owns the A-League. They run the clubs and not the Football Australia itself. Fair enough. The decision to play the grand final, the A-League grand final at Sydney for the next 3 years, that fell on its head, thank God. Smarter heads prevailed there, pardon the pun. Yeah. And I don't know, Adelaide United, I don't know what else to say really. That's pretty much, the problem is, when you think about it, the coaching staff have a dilemma in, if they do play, they don't play 4-2-3-1 often, 4-2-3-1 often, they play 4-3-3. But the fans are going to want, they're going to want to play finals, and look, a lot of clubs play 4-3-3. If you do 4-3-3, again, it's the back four, Bovalina, Bar, the Greek guy, and Kiddo. You got Delinov as well. In the middle, Johnny Yule. It's just too confusing. All right, you'd have Irukunda on the right. No, you have, in the front three, you have Irukunda, you have the Japanese guy, and you have Ivanovic on the left. So in the middle three would be probably there. I don't know why I'm thinking this, but Moore could be better suited in that. I don't know why. In a 4-2-3-1, I don't think he's suited, but in 4-3-3, I don't know why. Have Moore smack bang in the middle, have Zach Clough, and have Johnny Yule. So they're two formations. What do people think? Comment, maybe subscribe, maybe you like this video, maybe you might not like this video, I don't know. And on a final note, that's right, these particular people that, they don't get off at the bus stop at Dave's Road, they get off at Hawker Street near the gym. Hello, Harold at the gym. Yeah, so, come on. You're getting off at the gym with your what? You're getting off at so basically, you get off, instead of at 5 o'clock, get off here, you get off at 7 o'clock, so to do extra exercise to walk all the way along Hawker Street and then walk to your house. I don't know. Ora παιδιά, σας πέφτουμε λίγο. Really, you really don't want us that much. I don't know. Mate. You're living in La La Land, lady. Does it hurt to be friendly, kind? I don't know. How people think. You can come home, eat dinner, then go for a walk. Not get off at an earlier bus stop where you're walking an extra 40 minutes because you do the exercise, and just come home. Sorry I've digressed on a tangent, but there's just these particular females, and I don't know, mate. No. No brain, no intelligence, none, zero. You had someone, you were with someone, he did not go to your house New Year's Eve, and you still continue to go out with him. Yes, how do we know? Because we know. We don't have drones, we don't have spies. We know these things. But you continued seeing him. Oh, I still love him. But if he loved you, he would have gone to your house New Year's Eve. If it was me, I would have been there from midday, man. Yeah, so... yeah, what else can I talk about? I don't want this video to end. But with regards to the Adelaide United, I mean, it comes down to the 211s. I just think when you look at it, I think when you're in doubt, I think to make the next year, they have to look at 4-2-3-1 and look at that system. They use it. The coaching staff, I mean, you look, but that's about it. Thanks, guys. I might do another video about Adelaide United or soccer in the near future. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this, like it, subscribe it as well. Maybe share it with a friend, with an enemy. But thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.